This sounds wrong, but history keeps proving it. During economic collapse, intelligence alone becomes a disadvantage. In 1923 Germany, a concert pianist with 15 years of training struggled to afford bread, while a local plumber ate 3 meals a day. In Cuba during the 1990s crisis, highly educated doctors drove taxis to survive. In Venezuela, engineers sold food on street corners while mechanics worked non-stop. The problem wasn't intelligence. The problem was dependency. And every collapsing system reveals the same hidden rule. Success built on complexity disappears faster than success built on necessity. Part 1. The hidden rule of complex societies. Modern life feels stable because invisible systems support everything we do. Banks move money instantly. Companies organize labor. Supply chains deliver food from across the world. Institutions transform knowledge into income. Most people mistake this stability for permanence. But history shows something different. Civilizations don't fail slowly for individuals. They fail suddenly. One year, your skills are valuable. The next, the structure that gave them value no longer exists. When complex systems weaken, society doesn't collapse evenly. It reorganizes around basic needs, and that shift changes which abilities matter overnight. Part 2. Why specialization becomes fragile. Modern success rewards specialization. The more specialized you are, the more efficient the system becomes. A financial analyst analyzes markets. A lawyer interprets laws. A corporate manager coordinates teams. Each role depends on layers of infrastructure working perfectly. But specialization creates an invisible risk. The more specific your role is, the more external systems must exist for your skill to function. A lawyer without courts cannot practice law. A banker without banks cannot create finance. An analyst without markets cannot analyze value. Their intelligence remains. But the environment that converts intelligence into survival disappears. History repeatedly shows that collapse doesn't remove knowledge, it removes context. Part 3. When complexity disappears. Weimar Germany provides one of the clearest examples. As hyperinflation accelerated, salaries lost meaning almost overnight. Professionals who relied on fixed incomes saw their purchasing power evaporate between morning and evening. University professors traded personal belongings for food. Meanwhile, tradespeople experienced something unexpected. Demand for repair surged. People could no longer afford replacements. They needed existing things to last longer. Shoemakers, mechanics, electricians, and builders became essential infrastructure. Their work solved immediate problems. And immediate problems always win during instability. Part 4. The shift from status to utility. In stable societies, status determines value. Titles matter, credentials matter, reputation matters. But during disruption, value shifts toward utility. People stop asking, what is impressive? They start asking, what works right now? This transition is psychological as much as economic. When uncertainty rises, human priorities compress toward survival needs: food, shelter, health, repair, and exchange. Skills connected directly to these needs gain importance regardless of education level. This is why history often produces paradoxical outcomes. Highly intelligent individuals struggle not because they lack ability, but because their expertise was optimized for stability. Part 5. Adaptability over intelligence. The real advantage in collapsing systems is adaptability. Post-Soviet Russia in the early 1990s demonstrated this clearly. Millions lost structured employment as state industries disappeared. Those who adapted quickly, repairing goods, trading locally, growing food, or learning new practical skills, stabilize faster than those waiting for institutions to recover. Adaptability converts uncertainty into opportunity. Intelligence alone often seeks to preserve existing models. Adaptability creates new ones. The survivors of economic disruption were rarely the most educated. They were the fastest learners. Part 6. Portable value. History reveals another pattern. The safest forms of value are portable, not physical possessions, not institutional titles, but capabilities carried within a person. A skill that works without permission, travels across borders, currencies, and political change. A person who can repair tools, treat injuries, organize trade, or produce necessities remains valuable regardless of economic system. These abilities function independently of centralized structures, and independence becomes stability when systems fail. Part 7. The dependency. Paradox. Modern success often increases dependency without people realizing it. Higher status usually means deeper integration into complex networks, more technology, more regulation, more coordination, more institutional reliance. This creates a paradox. The people who appear most secure during prosperity may be the most exposed during disruption, not because they lack intelligence, but because their success requires the system to remain intact. When complexity breaks, simplicity survives. Conclusion. Economic collapse does not erase human ability. It rearranges which abilities matter. History does not punish intelligence. It exposes dependence. The question has never been how smart someone is. The real question is simpler. If the systems around you disappeared tomorrow, what value would remain? Because when institutions fall silent, society returns to its oldest rule. Value belongs to those who can solve real problems, in real time, without needing the system to exist. And every collapse, without exception, reminds humanity of that truth.